Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Side Hustle TV. Brian Paul here, as always, bringing you another episode in our welcome series. In this video, I'm going to talk about my financials, actually, and I'm going to give you an inside look at how my business is doing. And then after that, I'm going to talk about my SEO and kind of how I analyze my progress there. And, I'll show you my Excel spreadsheet where I keep everything, keep my books, and keep my analysis on the SEO progress. And yeah, we're just going to take a deep dive into everything. A little caveat about this business. It's, like I said, a side business, right? Side Hustle TV. We're talking about doing something outside of your normal job and growing that into a real sustainable business. That's the goal here for this business. It's not making that much money right now. I'm focused on growth. I'm focused on adding products. I'm focused on ranking, organic rankings, and from there, I'm going to continue to keep pushing and dial up that revenue when I get the traffic and the amount of products and the kind of breadth of offerings that I can within my business. So that's kind of the strategy. The financials are not going to look great right now, and that's fine. And I'm a little nervous to share that with you all. But you know what? I'm going to be an open book throughout this whole process. I'm all about transparency. Here's an inside look at an e-commerce business that is growing, that you can't quite do some of the same stuff as another e-commerce business like paid ads on Facebook or Google or what have you. But you know what? This is a legitimate business. It has a serious potential for growth, and I am excited to get it going. Not quite there yet, but we're working on it. So let's, without anything else, let's dive into that. All right, so here's my Excel doc. This is where I keep all my financials. I keep my financials for the larger business within QuickBooks, but this is kind of how I keep track of all my different websites and different businesses within the larger business through Excel and kind of their own set of books. So here's kind of how I built everything up, and then I'll show you my actual financials. So you can take downloads from Shopify, downloading all your products. There's also a way to upload your products with the same format. So I'm going to be going over that in another video. However, this is kind of how I build. I start with everything. Here's my products. I pivot off these products to just get a complete list. Where I am looking at how many SKUs I have, 277 unique products. But there's some variants, I see. So we have 181 complete products on the site. That's okay, it's small. I can definitely keep adding there. Here's all my orders. And this is where I kind of do all my calculations and roll-ups of discounts and my net revenue and all my order volume and shipping and everything. Transactions report, this comes from Shopify and PayPal. This is where I'm going to be summing up the different fees, merchant account fees and things like that. And then I go to my expenses. This is just ripped right from my credit card and my bank statement. And over here is where I'm kind of keeping my separate books, right? All these other line items don't really apply to this business. So I'm just writing on here what kind of expense line item it goes to. And then I map that out here in my P&L. So here it is. You can see my sales, my peak month here in October so far at a little over $4,000 in gross sales. Led to net sales after refunds and discounts just under $4,000, and that led to a 34% margin with a little over $1,300 in gross profit. So good, not great. Obviously, a lot of you watching would love to have another $500, $700, $1,000 in your pocket every month. All of this is going back into the business. I'm not taking any money out. I'm continually reinvesting because I'm not at a point where I don't need this money, and I need to keep growing the business. So I should keep plugging that back into the business and helping it grow. One thing to note here is I hid all of my kind of administrative expenses. So this is not my take home. We got things like the Shopify fee, my phone number, bank fees, things like that that they're not going to change. They're just going to be static month over month. So no really point hiding it, showing it to you. But I do want you all to be aware that there are extra fees. This is not like what you can expect. There are other things that go into running a business, online especially, and other people aren't really upfront about that. But I want to be completely transparent that, hey, you want to start this business, there's going to be other things that you're going to need to pay for, like a phone number, like a email autoresponder, like web. I guess through Shopify you get your web hosting, but if you didn't do through Shopify, you've got your web hosting, your email hosting, all this stuff that a lot of times you buy courses or you listen to people online, and they're going to say do it without spending any more money. Like most of the time, you got to have to shell out a little bit more if you want to do things right. So so these are my financials. I've been growing. I took over the business on April 13th. So these April numbers are not a full month. And then you'll see some kind of month over month variances, right? I only have an 8% margin here. This month I had a lot of my sales right to the last 3 or 4 days of the month. So my cost of goods was low here, but kind of paid for it all here in this month. So that's where these kind of variances come. But if you smooth it over the last, call it, let's see, all full months, averaging just under $650 gross profit. Now my goals for this business are by the 12-month mark, so that would be April of 2021. I'm trying to get this number averaging up around $2,000, and then by the end of 2021, I'm trying to get that gross profit number up to $4,000 a month. So my plan for growing that is adding new products, promoting the hell out of those new products, and writing reviews about those products and promoting that as well. Just really trying to grow organically and find suppliers that have products with a little bit less competition on the SEO side, but still demand, and watch that daily user count grow up, and hopefully my conversion rates stay the same, and we start seeing that translate into real sales. So the rest of this spreadsheet here, I'm going to just briefly go over it. I have kind of my SEO analysis over here. I pull all of this from Google Search Console. So if you don't have Google Search Console set up for your business, everyone I'm sure has Google Analytics, but if you don't have Google Search Console, I highly recommend it. It have so much information in there, especially about specific searches and keywords and queries that are bringing people to your website. Even ones that aren't bringing people to your website, like where you're showing up on page 6, 7 of the Google search results, that shows up here in Google Search Console as well. So you can tell what you're actually ranking for just organically, and then focus on those keywords, especially the ones with the higher impressions, the ones with more search volume, so that you can start pushing those rankings up and get on the 4th page and then the 3rd page, and keep just focusing on specific keywords that you want to rank for, and keep track of that on Google Search Console. So what I do every month is, when I update my monthly financials, I take a download of the top 1,000 keywords that I'm ranking for, and 1,000 is because that's the limit of Google Search Console and their export features. So that is where that's coming from. Wish I could do more, but I can't. So I take a download of all my search queries and impressions and everything, and paste it in here. And then I have a bunch of formulas and things that are doing some calculations that I report on then here in this SEO pivot. So I can filter by month and look at all the different data about all my queries and impressions, and I sort by amount of clicks here. So you can go down and see in November I had 524 organic search clicks to my website. 524 clicks from 132 keywords. So, a lot of my best performing ones are up here at the top. And some have review in the title. I wrote a review on Argos BTR Gen 2 rifle scopes. And I'm at 4.3 average position. So if you type this into Google right now, excuse me, if you type this into Google right now, most likely I would be on that first page, kind of right around the first 3 to 6 mark. And you can see 3 months ago, I only had 1 click on this keyword. Now I had 25. So this is kind of how I analyze my my business, and I'll get into more on what some of this stuff is, like enter top 10 and clicks now, and kind of how I manipulate this pivot to show me useful information. But just wanted to give you an intro to this real quick and show you that there's some cool stuff you could do and find out exactly the keywords that you're ranking for and exactly the search volume. And you don't have to rely on Keyword Planner tool. You don't have to rely on other outside, paying for services. However, it does make your life easier. I would recommend if you don't have these skills. However, this is what I do in my day job. I analyze financials and I analyze data all day. So I enjoy doing this. I'm good at it. And this is how I run my business and decide what to promote next and what keywords to focus on. So what's next here? Next for me, like I said, is growing my product offerings, my supplier list, and promoting the hell out of it all through SEO though. So how do I promote it through SEO? Well, that's a good question, and I'm going to cover that in a separate video, and you will definitely get exposure to how I promote this and what I do, but want to give you a little sneak preview on my traffic and how it's been going. I took over the business here in April, so you can see my impressions were about 4,800 a month, and it was kind of steady, just barely growing. And then I took over here, and you can see everything is just going up and up and up. And we're getting into the Christmas season, the holiday season, so you can expect that to happen. But I anticipate this only having a slight drop off into January and then continuing its upward momentum. And you can see over here on the side, all my clicks growing and my top 10 keywords. So this is basically rankings on the first page. So you can see since April when I took over, just under 50 rankings on the first page. I'm right now at 209. So I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to keep plugging away and staying true to my strategy. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. I'll leave you with a question and something I'd love you to add a comment to or send me a message about. What are your income goals for your side business? It's everyone has different goals, right? Maybe some people just want to make a couple $100 extra a month, and they're good with that. That's going to give them the income that they need to feel comfortable. But some people want to make this a full business. Some people are looking to make $100,000 over the next 6 months. Some people that I know are upset when they make $60,000 in 1 month, right? Everyone kind of is in their own lane. They're in their own, they have their own goals for their own business. So I'm leaving today with you to think about what is your goals. What are you trying to get to? What is the goal for your side hustle? So leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. You can always also email my business at info@sidehustletube.com. I'd love to hear from you at that point as well. But yeah, what are you trying to get to in 2021? And what are your side hustle business goals? And what's the business that you're trying to achieve that with? Well, thanks for the time today, everyone. That's Welcome Series Part 3. how much money am I making? How is my business doing? And that's it for today. So appreciate you tuning in. And until next time, take it easy.